What did you learn? What did you learn in this whole process? See, we did the mastering now.
Oh, I like the in depth of the mastering process because most of the shit, it seems like it'll be like way more difficult and critical, but it's simple, but it's still very critical.
It's critical, yeah. It's critical, but it's simple.
But it's simple.
It's simple once you know. Yeah. Again, it's about you got to know why you're doing it, how much to do it, where to do it. It's it's critical, but it's simple. It's not rocket science.
Sonic Gold Productions.
Hi, JC, what we doing?
So am I talking to the camera or am I talking to you?
Just, bro, you always gotta
What's up, yo? Hey, man, it's your boy.
You always gotta be so YouTube with it, bro. Just be normal, dog. Like,
all right, nah. So today,
you sound goofy, bro. Alright, that is just. What are you doing?
I'm putting my face.
Dang, she trying to get all this FaceTime.
ain't nobody gonna see you, Otis.
Alright, so first thing. Right now, you see that we're limiting. So when you're mastering, you generally want to send the track like without any limiting on it. So I'm just gonna get this to a point where it's not actually doing any reduction.
All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the brave, long live the slave.
So as you see right there, this is like one of the loudest parts of the songs, and there's no reduction happening, right? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So now I can export the track. So I'm gonna export this, highlight all this. I'm gonna go to file bounce mix. And we'll just I always put a TBM to be mastered. We don't need the MP3, so take that off. Do 32-bit, 44.1, bounce. Yeah, that's cool. And then what we'll do is we'll just put it in this same session and then do the mastering on it. But the reason why you wanna it's always good to bounce your mix and then master that version of the mix is because two things. I was like, dang, where did this man come from? Two things. Processing power. Mm-hmm. Typically, a lot of people don't have enough processing power on their computer to in the same session. And then number two is when you master just the 2-track mix, you have less options. You basically are tied to that mix, right? So you're stuck with the mentality of trying to make that mix the best that it possibly sounds. Instead of you're kind of mastering, but then you're going back into the mix and doing all type of stuff and changing that all around. And you see what I'm saying?
Back to the master and it's bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
That's what I find myself doing.
This man he always loves coming randomly,
he gotta be
inserting randomly into the combo.
You feel like you know what you're talking about, but you don't.
I don't know what y'all. Alright, so now we got the mix right here to get mastered. Alright, let's get it. So first thing is first.
You just got those?
I want to make sure I got this pulled up. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna slap on here is a limiter just to get the output level. One of the best things you can do is go to a section where it's going to be the loudest. So the chorus is ideal.
Class is Clay.
This man pronounced that wrong. So let's get the output to mastering levels.
Cassius Clay? You said that wrong?
You said it wrong the first time, I think. But anyway, mastering levels are what? In Lust. You say you know how to master. What's around mastering levels?
-14, right?
No.
-10?
No. Closer.
-9?
Yeah. You just guessing now.
I know because I seen JC.
You just guessing.
He said.
So we need to get this song up.
What it is to I think it's when you drop your music, it got to be on a certain. On one of these platforms, I think it's I want to say Apple Music or something. When you load your shit on DeEsser Kit or something, it's supposed to be
they give targets. They give targets, but it's not every all of these platforms have their own
Yeah, they got
system
their
to
own
like
shit.
level your music at the end of the day. So, but there's definitely targets that you want to aim for. So, so there's a cool function in this limiter right here. If you do this 1-to-1 ratio, you can limit without, when you use a limiter, like it always just makes things louder, but you can't ever tell what the limiter is doing when things get louder because it throws you off. But with this right here, if you click this 1-to-1, this allows you to hear how much limiting you can do until the song like starts to deteriorate or break apart. Cause like check this out. See? So what that did is like I limited it like crazy. I did a lot of limiting, but it didn't make it louder, so I could hear what it's doing. So what I'll do is I'll start way up here, start to bring this down to a point where it feels more like the song. Maybe somewhere around there, yeah? So, and then you can take this off, it's gonna get loud now. So right now we're at like -9 now. So now we're at a level of loudness that generally we're gonna want for mastering. Now the next stage is to listen to the track and like listen and be like, think of like what is distracting, what is taking you away from the experience of the song.
I might be.
No, put it on the shirt.
See, it's good.
Why are you putting it right there?
Cause it's low key, it's dope, it's out the way. So now I look cool on the camera.
But it's probably gonna get noisy when you move around.
See, that's why I gotta.
All right, fine, whatever. Do your thing. Go ahead. This man.
I don't know if I'm tripping or maybe I'm off from what you're gonna say, but I'm hearing like it sounds like S's from the. What's throwing me off is tweaking me is S's like
DeEsser?
from the hi-hats.
Okay, yeah, okay. So sibilants and high-end stuff. Anything else throwing you off? Like from just kind of immersing yourself in the song a bit more? What about you? All right, so let me point out something to y'all. So the first thing, what I hear is I would control the dynamics of the song a little bit more and make the kick and the snare a little bit tighter so that it's not as popping out when you're listening to it. Like the whole experience is a bit more like smooth
What's the snare?
to listen to. The snare is the all of that.
What's that?
Hi-hat.
That's a hi-hat?
Mm-hmm. If you want to control the dynamics, we need there's multiple ways you can do it in mastering. But one of my favorites is compression and soft clipping are the two ways. So let's do compression first. I'm gonna see if we got a Fairchild compressor. We got a Fairchild. I don't know if this one is. Let's do the peach on.
What the fuck? What the fuck? You can't just walk in and walk up on a nigga like that.
Yeah, you act like I'm incognito. No,
Nigga walked up with a black tank top, black gloves, and black forces. Nigga, this is the most grimiest shit ever, nigga. I don't know if you was finna rob me, kill me, or shoot me.
Man, you need to relax, bro.
It's good to see you, bro.
How about all three? I'm gonna rob you.
Y'all are hilarious.
You didn't kill.
I just want to control the snare and the kick and all that a little bit more.
Doors hit, fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fame. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling long live the brave.
What the
long
fuck?
live the slang. Put respect on my stance, I'm from that clock, no stain. Keep the money in the film, keep the.
What? What are you confused by?
Explain what this is, cause I'm seeing left,
So-
right, lat, vert. I'm
Doors hit, fall like.
This is
Vertical, lateral.
this is the famous Fairchild compressor. This compressor is
looks like some Ozzy Osbourne shit.
it's a mixed bus compressor. You can use it for mastering. This thing is probably on 80 to 90% of all music that you've ever heard. I mean, this is what it's used for, really. That's just my guess, but a lot of people use this thing. So Fairchild compressor, look up a Fairchild compressor. This is just a version of it. So the top and the bottom are the left and right channel. But you're only using to control, right now we got it in linked mode. So right now it's...
You're only using one knob to control both left and right.
Yeah, right now we're only using the top section to compress the entire thing, left and right signal. So check this out before and after how this kind of controlled the dynamics of the track a little bit more. And the reason why you want control is because it allows you to hone into the song a bit more. When you don't have control, like the snare and the kick and all these things, like
then it sounds kind of messy.
Yeah, it begins to pop out a little bit too much and just becomes too
organized mess.
Yeah, too much people coming in and out of here, bro. Man the door for me, alright? If you really want to record, man the door, because we got to get through this mastering session.
I'm gonna make sure nobody comes in.
You serious? You definitely lying. Alright, so here we go.
Doors.
Before,
Sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name.
he actually managed the door.
All these rounds in the ring.
Alright, now with this in, you can close your eyes too. It helps you kind of like...
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to...
Fall like a dream. Sting like the pain.
Looking on
Fighting
off.
for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring. I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits. Let the legacy stay. Yelling long live the bread. Long live the slave. Put respect on my stance. I'm from that clock, no stain. Keep the money in.
You see how it gets tighter? Like the whole thing just got a little tighter?
It sounds like it brings you a lot more in.
Feel like a dream. Sting like the pain. I've been fighting
Glues
for my
together,
name
glues
like
it look
I'm
together, yeah.
Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring. I don't duck no fade. I just hustle.
So that helped glue the track a little bit together. That's just basic compression. Another way you can glue the track a little bit together is, you know what transients are?
Heard of it?
You know what transients are?
I heard of it.
Transients are so let me show you this. You see all of these little peaks? Yeah. Transients are like all these little peaks, like just the very top portions of the peaks. So that's generally when your like kick and your snare, like that's when your drums are hitting. And but notice like when you listen to a mix, usually those things are snapping. But when you listen to a final polished mastered record, those like it's a smooth listening experience. Like you still feel the weight and the punch and everything, but it's not like you feel anything like snapping in your ear like that. Right. So we need to control. The compressor helps control some of those peaks. The limiter helps control some of those peaks.
Well, we need to control it all.
But to help control those peaks even more, we could use saturation or soft clipping. You guys know what soft clipping is? So check this out. Mm-hmm. This is the ozone maximizer. So this is actually it does everything. It's a limiter. We got upwards compressions, soft clipper, transient emphasis. I'm only gonna be focused on the soft clipper though. And you generally always want to do this before you limit. So notice I put the
before the limiter. I was looking.
Yeah, I put it before the limiter. Yep. The order in mastering is like order in general. Like mixing, everything does matter, but is the most important in mastering. Right. Like you definitely got to know your order when you're mastering stuff. So now let me just engage a little bit of soft clipper.
Compressor, EQ, and limiter. Is that a cool order?
Make sure you see like the mic
is that a good order? Compression, EQ, and then limiter.
Yeah, that's a fine order. It just depends on why though. You got to know why you're doing that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we haven't even EQ'd yet. Notice.
Yeah.
So right now we're still trying to control.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that's always been my philosophy. Remember in the previous sessions where we were mixing, I was always like, we got to control first, and then we can start to enhance.
Doing everything else.
But you can't just start enhancing things if things aren't under control first.
Right.
That's just the way I look at it.
Because then it'll be like how you did before that compressor, where it kind of sound just more loose and out of space, like out of where it's supposed to be at, instead of tight and glued.
Exactly. Like find the control first, and then start to enhance. So this is gonna help us get that further control.
Sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name.
Again, we're looking for a smooth listening experience. So let's add some soft clipping, and then we'll talk about it.
open the doors. Feel like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the brave, long live the slave.
This is without it.
On my scent, I'm from that clock, no stain. Keep the money in the fam, keep the faith in play. I'm the greatest in the mirror, call me Cassius Clay. Undisputed and
You see how everything just like smoothed out in a way? Does that make sense? You heard that?
Gains more clarity.
To me, that sounds, this is now starting to sound like a final version of the track. You want me to do it again? Before?
open the doors. Feel like a dream, sting.
God damn.
Why are those? See, I just balanced the speakers last week.
These are blown. These are, yeah, don't mess with those. Oh, we can go to the mains.
Like the pain, I've been fighting for my name like I'm
With this
Cassius
in?
Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the
See what I'm
hits,
saying?
let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the brave, long live the slave.
So that
Open the
just,
door.
sorry, that just kind of like smooths it a bit. So this, our soft clipping did its thing, but it also gave us a little bit of volume. So now we gotta go back.
Change our limiter.
Yeah, we gotta just affect the we gotta adjust the limiter. So now we go back here, go to the 1-on-1, and let's adjust this. So we know that we gotta go down. So that's the most
But we gotta
important
see
thing.
how far down we gotta go.
Exactly. But the main thing is you wanna keep that on that 1-to-1 as you find that, because this is gonna allow you to hear the sweet spot. So let's go.
People till they open the doors. Feel like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been
Right now it's just a
fighting for
little
my
bit
name like I'm Cassius
too
Clay.
compressed,
All these
so
rounds
bring it
in the
down.
ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay.
it's starting to open up a little bit more.
Long live the slave, put respect on my stance. I'm from that cloth.
Somewhere right around there.
Keep the money in the fam, keep the faith in play. I'm the greatest
Yeah.
in the mirror, call me Cassius Clay.
So somewhere right around there, like, again, all of this takes a little bit of your development, but like somewhere right around right there is where the track, it doesn't feel like we're pushing against the limiter too much. So control wise, we're pretty decent. Hey, I hope you guys have been finding this video helpful and useful. I have a free resource, link in description below. It's called 6 Mix Finalizers. It's a mini course that I've designed to help producers, artists, upcoming engineers just like yourself finish your mixes faster. And I really wish someone would have shared this resource with me in the beginning of my mixing journey. So if you want to go check that out, link is in the description below. Let's get back to the video. So now, actually there's one more thing I would do for control wise. Can you guess what it would be right now?
EQ? No.
Not EQ.
No.
It's gonna be DS.
That was
You were gonna
my
say that next?
second guess,
Yeah. So this is huge. Honestly, like when it comes to masters, I feel like the tried and like generally a lot of people who don't know how to master music, you know what they do? They just take a limiter, they make their mix super loud, and then they generally just like boost a shit ton of high end and maybe some low end. So like when you listen to their mastered track, is harsh.
And all you hear is that high end.
Because it's exciting to boost high end, right? But like it hurts your ears. Like if you play it in the car or headphones or whatever, you're playing your thing loud. Like you don't want to listen to your track over and over because that high end is tiring out your ears. So a sure sign that you've, had your track mastered professionally or just at least well is that the high end is very tamed, smooth to listen to. If the high end is not smooth, then you're not gonna want to listen to your track over and over and over. It's gonna eventually, just wear on your ears. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta smooth out some of the high end with de-essing basically. So check this out. So I'm gonna start adding some threshold with the DS function right here. You just want to see once it starts engaging. You don't want to do too much. Already right there, we're at a decent place that we want to be because you don't want to do too much when you're mastering. Here's before.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, sting like the pain.
Listen to the F right there.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, sting like
and the sting. So now with this in.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, sting like the pain.
You see how it's a little smoother? We could even make that a teeny bit smoother just by rolling back the frequency of where we start to DS. So we can make this a little bit lower, which means we're gonna DS more the high end.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So check it out.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like
Like, I wanna make sure this is engaging on that F and that S. So we look for that light to turn on in those moments.
open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain.
You see what I'm saying? Right around there?
Yeah.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling long.
Listen to how your master just got so much smoother.
Open the doors,
So before,
open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay.
all right, with this in,
Open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay.
now you can adjust this. Like, if you feel like you did too much, I feel like we did a little bit too much. You can bring this back a little bit.
Open the doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for my name.
I think this is, yeah, I think this is good. So right here,
Open the doors.
sorry. You see where it says 2.3? That means you're controlling, you're giving it a maximum of 2.3 dB of reduction.
Oh, reduction.
Yeah, at what were we doing? At 8.9, or basically 9 kilohertz. So that's just how you understand it. And to give you a great idea, like the ear generally, for sure, hears a difference of something at 3 dB. So even if we're doing 2.3 dB, like that's good. Because we know for sure we're gonna start to hear a difference if we start compressing something or reducing something by 3 dB.
Right.
Just as a rule of thumb. So cool. Let's listen. To
I usually move in either 2s and 3s when I work with decibels, when I'm bringing the beat down to like give room for the
yeah.
vocals.
If you're sitting here doing like these little 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, like it's so minimal that it honestly
not
doesn't
gonna be
make that much of a
noticeable.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like once you start hitting around like 1.5, 2, definitely by 3.
That's when you know
Something
it's
is
a big
happening,
difference.
yeah,
Right.
for sure. All right, cool. So here's the last thing that we need to do now. We just need to shape the tone of the master. So that's
EQ.
EQ. So when I say shape the tone of the master,
Shit I was saying it's gonna come in somewhere. It's gonna come in somewhere. I knew I was gonna be right. I was gonna be right at one point of the day. Can't be wrong all day. You feel me?
so here we go. Ozone.
326. JC was correct.
He's hilarious. So this EQ is great simply because this is the Ozone EQ. It's great because the gain match, huge, especially in mastering. Because
It matches the gain to what
You already know
was
that.
previous, so it'll give you the gain to what the dry is basically. Before you EQ
yeah,
it, matches
before and
your
after
volume
have
up.
the same volume.
Right.
So like when you put this plugin in, you're hearing the actual difference that this plugin is making versus like just hearing something louder or quieter.
All right.
See what I'm saying? Like a lot of times your ears can get tricked because you put a plugin in and it makes something louder. And you're just like, oh yeah, it's better, but it's just louder.
All right.
It doesn't
It
necessarily mean
didn't
it's
really
better.
do nothing. It just brought the volume up.
So the key now is to actually make a difference that matters, knowing that the loudness is going to be the exact same. So let me show you what I'm going to do.
Doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for
When I turn up the master to that loudness or whatever, I get a lot of your vocals and like a lot of the mid-range. And I feel like overall the master could have more weight. You know what I'm saying? As a smoother listening experience.
doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain.
I want to feel. I like feeling the low end.
Yeah, more weight. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Doors, feel like a dream, steam like the pain. I've been fighting for my
So I want to find, basically all I need to do is really reduce the frequency where your voice is not necessarily harsh, but it's very present in a certain area in the mids. If I reduce that, it's gonna warm and tone out the entire master. So check this out.
doors, feel like a dream.
You also can solo this so you can hear what we're doing.
25K.
You wanna guess? What is it?
No, you went the other way.
Where's your vocal present? Now, you wanna
I
guess?
said about 2,025K.
Okay, 2002. Okay, that, I would say right around there too.
Doors, feel like a dream.
Not there. You hear that? That's like pretty harsh, you know, right around there. That's cool. I think it's all of that, really. You know what I'm saying? So if we reduce some energy there, think of EQ as energy. If you reduce some energy here, it's gonna make the energy of all the other frequencies more prominent.
Yeah, they're boosting.
You see what I'm saying? So check this out.
Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the brave, long live the slain. Put respect on my stance, I'm from that club, no stain. Keep the money in the fam, keep the faith in.
We can hone in on this frequency a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more there.
Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay.
Reduce it a little bit more.
Fall like a
Ooh, that's a lot.
That was a little bit.
That was a little bit too much. So when you do this EQs type stuff with mastering, you definitely can go, like, I definitely go by points and get it just real fine tuning. Before, listen to this. Listen to how your vocal just is on top of the mix or whatever, and it's just, I don't know. I don't enjoy it as much before as after. So check this out.
Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay.
Like, it's cool, but it's more energetic that way, I guess you could say. But it's also like you get tired of listening to it when it's loud at that level. Now listen to it.
Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the brave, long live the slain. Put respect on my.
You see how the low end just got thicker too? And like, we didn't even EQ any low end. We just reduced the energy in the high mids. And that made us feel the presence of the low end more. It also made us feel the presence of the high end a bit more too. You peep that?
This shit confusing though, but
I know, this is,
I learned to watch like this.
I record all the sessions, bro, so it's gonna be on YouTube if you wanna circle back. So now maybe the last thing I would do is maybe fine tune this DeEsser a little bit and then it's probably done.
Ooh, damn, bro. Fuck.
Those mains.
And I'm fighting for my people.
Woo! That was loud, bro. The fucking mains, bro. Hold on, let's turn this down a little bit because we can't be, we need to keep that halfway at least.
Go on.
They were just way too loud. Yeah, man, it sounds pretty cool. So if I were to take off all these plugins, at least I'll leave. Actually, no, let me do this. Yeah, this will give you a true before and after. Leave that on 101. So listen to this before. So here's before.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the.
There's nothing wrong with it, of course. I mean, that's the mix. But the thing is, you see that kick. I think the biggest thing that I noticed is for sure, like that kick is so, boom, boom. Like the reason why people may like that, but they don't understand that that's not a good thing. They may like that punch and all that, but the thing is, once you start turning up this track, that shit is gonna, like it's gonna be too much. It's overbearing. You're not controlling your song.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting.
All right. So then with the master chain and everything in.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay.
Like we still have that punch of the kick, but it's not overbearing like it was before. You see what I'm saying?
And I'm fighting for my people.
Let me do one more before.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like.
And put this back in.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Fall like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. These rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the.
All right, actually, I want to do one more thing now that I've heard it.
Before I got out.
I want to open up the. I'm gonna open up the top end just a little bit. Now that we control those S's, we can boost a little top end, make it a little sweeter.
And I'm fighting for my people till they open the doors. Feel like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling long live the brave, long live the slaves. Put respect on my stance, I'm from that clock, no stain. Keep the money in the fam, keep the faith in play. Doors, feel like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy.
It's supposed to be kind of subtle, but it's more like you feel it. Just feel the difference.
Doors, feel like a dream, sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling lonely.
More feel.
So yeah, I mean, I think
If that's what that was supposed to do.
yeah, just to make the whole thing a little bit more exciting, just a little bit, just a little top end. But notice I only started touching that top end once the whole thing was generally controlled. You see what I'm saying? Like if I would have started with that, it wouldn't have been the right direction to go. Hey, I hope you guys have been finding this video helpful and useful. I have a free resource, link in description below. It's called 6 Mix Finalizers. It's a mini course that I've designed to help producers, artists, upcoming engineers just like yourself finish your mixes faster. And I really wish someone would have shared this resource with me in the beginning of my mixing journey. So if you want to go check that out, link is in the description below. Let's get back to the video.
Still in the ring, but the fight ain't
And on the limiter, do we finish out with the 1-to-1?
Oh yeah, no, you don't want to finish with the 1-on-1. Bro, this session has the most amount of people coming in I've ever experienced. I swear. No, you good.
You good. You just person number 20.
I came back in 20 minutes, bro.
No, you're good. You're good.
Knocked out of my way.
I'm just saying, there's been so many people who come in like just random.
Niggas been coming in and fucking shit up.
Must be greatness going on here.
Trying, bro. Trying.
Give it 35 this time.
Keyboard real quick.
Last thing is we just want to make sure the level is decent, which I already know it is. I took the 1-to-1 off, which means that. Oh, and also, let me not forget this. You want to make sure true peak is on. Oversampling, I usually do at least 4.
What does that do?
Output
Oversampling.
reduces the amount of aliasing and inner sample peaks.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Inner sample peaks.
Complicated explanation.
Inner sample peaks are like peaks that, I guess, the best way to explain it are like that slip through the limiter, like kind of like the limiter doesn't catch.
Okay, so it's a double check.
Yeah, kind of.
Double
like,
check, triple check.
Yeah. Just make sure.
Go back and make sure.
Yeah.
Check on anything you miss.
Check it out. And then another thing is never go to 0.0. Never go to all the way to 0.
It's negative 0.3 usually, yeah?
Yeah, I use negative 0.3. And the reason is once you put it to streaming and just other services, generally they're like whatever platforms you put it on is sometimes when they convert it, especially when it converts down to an MP3 and things like that, there's at least 0.1, even sometimes 0.2, whatever decibels that are gained.
Headroom, because they'll put gain on it themselves.
So you just want to make sure that you're not going all the way up to the ceiling. Usually negative 0.3, you're good. So that's it. Now let's just make sure the output is good.
If I 0.0, it's a platform that can like distort it and shit.
Yeah, I don't do all 0. So you're at negative 12. We could maybe make this a little louder. Let's see. No, we're at negative 9, negative 10. So we're not trying to win a loudness award. So I would keep it there. Because we could go louder, but then you're going to be clamping down on the punch and whatnot of your drums and stuff, which you could do, but it's fine. Negative 10 is cool. Negative 9, it even went to negative 8 at one point. Like, that's fine. I think this section here, let me try and just get a little teeny bit louder. Just because there's moments where, like right here, it's a little low. Let me go back to the 1-to-1.
Now I illustrate. They tried to label me a product of my zip code, but I'm proof that the prophecy can't flip bros. I leave with the protest.
Maybe there.
I know the system ain't fair, but I'm still prepared. Gave my life to the hustle, now my path look paid. Got a train
Like we're definitely like, you know, it's definitely affecting the track just by going up a little bit. You can hear the difference. Like, hear this 4.6 versus 5.6.
Now I illustrate. They tried to label me a product of my zip code.
4.6.
That the prophecy can't flip bros.
Go to 5.6.
The protest, fists in the air. I know the system ain't fair, but I'm still prepared. Gave my life to the hustle.
Just clamping a little bit.
Got a train like a champ just to last this way. If I fall, best believe.
I'll go to 5.4. Call it a day there. Let's see let's see what our loudness is.
Gave my life to the hustle, now my path look paid. Got a train
-8, -9.
last this way. If I fall, best believe I'm back up with rage. Cause my name.
I think this is fine. You know, your song also isn't like, you know, it's pretty dynamic. It's not like a track that's.
It's not just loud the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to worry about like trying to, you know, make it super loud all the time. All right, now let's export. So we're gonna call this. This is the master. You can do an MP3. This one you're gonna want 24. And
Why 32 for the mix to be mastered version, and why
32 just is like for security. 32 basically is a security that allows, make sure that you don't have any peaks when you send it to mastering. It gives you more headroom. Like if you do 24, there's less headroom than 32. JC, bro, this is the last session of the YouTube series. What do you gotta tell YouTube about this song? When is this song? People already asking about this song, so talk to the people, bro.
Song coming soon. Mixtape dropping in June. Just stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. It's LostandAvJC. Music is all under YNB space JC. Cassius Clay coming soon. Just stay tuned.
Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay. Let's get it. Ding, ding, ding. What did you learn? What did you learn in this whole process? What was the biggest thing that stood out in this whole process of working on this track? We did the mixing, we did the mixing vocals, we did the beat mixing, we did the mastering now.
I'm not gonna lie, the one thing that I really do take a lot of heat into is the stretching out of the process of because I feel like it also, one, I was able to give my ears a lot of rest on it. I didn't rush the mix and the master to where I was able to sit back on it and be like, okay, you know what, this does sound good. You feel me? Instead of thinking and
overthinking about over analyzing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also I like the in depth of the mastering process, because most of the shit, it seems like it'll be like way more difficult and critical. But it's simple, but it's still very critical.
It's critical, yeah. It's critical, but it's simple.
But it's simple.
It's simple once you know. Yeah.
It's not as extra. You feel me? Like it's just okay. A couple little simple. Like all right, we're gonna run our DeEsser here. We're gonna compress this. We're gonna limit this.
You know how many tracks? You know how many tracks I've sent to engineers that I look up to get mastered. That I'm like, when I asked them what they did, bro, limited. They just put a limiter on it, a little bit of EQ, maybe a little bit of compression. That's it.
All right.
But again, it's about, you got to know why you're doing it, how much to do it, where to do it. It's critical, but it's simple. It's not rocket science. What about you? What you learn?
Nothing.
What you mean? You been here?
My bad. I didn't mean to speak for you. Go ahead. You speak for yourself.
Bro, I don't know about putting this thing there. You gotta. This kind of weird. You holding up your fist to people like, yo.
She learned, dog.
I learned everything you learned, bro.
I thought she was funny.
Y'all are goofy. Follow JC.
LostandAvJC.
Exactly.
No, I did learn how to use limiters though. You know, I learned how to, limiter. If you turn all the way
This
up.
nigga finally learned some shit.
You can limit to where you can distort your song.
This nigga didn't learn shit 5 minutes ago.
Okay. And then I'm gonna learn how to fuck this nigga up right here.
All right, that's it, YouTube. Peace.
Peace out.
Chick, flow like a dream. sting like the pain. I've been fighting for my name like I'm Cassius Clay. All these rounds in the ring, I don't duck no fade. I just hustle through the hits, let the legacy stay. Yelling, long live the bread, long live the slang. Put respect on my stance, I'm from that cloth, no stain. Keep the money in the film, keep the faith in play. I'm the greatest in the mirror, call me Cassius Clay.
Hey, I hope you guys have learned something from today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts, so comment below and I'll check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future videos coming up. My name is Princeton Brown. I'm a producer and mixing engineer based in Los Angeles, and I would love to hear from you. If you have a brand new song that you're working on and would love a mix on by me, send it my way. I would also love to give you feedback on the mixes that you're working on, so please send those my way. Last but not least, I have a free mini course called 6 Mix Finalizers. All of this information is in the description below. Thank you guys again for tuning in and watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Cause my name ring bells like Cassius Clay.
Sonic Gold Production.